Hello, friends. Do you remember the clutch air compressor that my dad got a year ago? We got a comment on that video when I introduced it to you, and it's almost a year. And he was just wanting an update on it. I really like this machine. I'll tell you, it has done a lot, but let's talk about it. So, I still run it. My dad runs it. In fact, we've had to run it together. So that is where the two connections come in handy. He has a paint gun. He's got an air hammer. There's all kinds of different things that this can be used for. I use this to clean out the cars and blow out the dog, just like you saw in the first video. I'll tell you why I like this air compressor. The last air compressor we had belonged to my grandpa. It was ages old. In fact, we estimate that it was real close to the same age as myself. And at the time that we got this, I had just turned 54. But the Campbell had just gone out. The motor had gone out. It had not rusted out. Anyway, this is actually pretty cool. Let me show you the bottom. This is where you release the air. It's right here. It's simple. And then you just bring it back up. It's actually pretty cool because then I don't have to bend down and mess with this little thing to release it and be able to release the air to keep the rust from getting any worse. This has a little bit of rust, but that's typical when you have the moisture. That's normal. But we drain it 2 or 3 times a week. It just depends on what we're doing and what we've got looking ahead. We try to plan ahead the best that we can. Sorry, it is so humid. I'm not kidding. It's so humid. Anyway, I'm going to have my dad do a video for you guys on the paint gun. This is a new paint gun. We just got done using it. It allowed us to do better, to be honest with you. So I definitely want him to do a video, and he did agree to do that. So back to this. It's still quieter than the old one. We'll let that run its course and I'll be back. Okay, so let me remind you of what this air compressor has. This is a clutch. It is a 20-gallon, 175 PSI is the max. Here is how you adjust how much pressure you want to omit. Okay, right now this is set on 50 because we used the paint gun to paint two cars this past week and this week. So it's set at 50. Now, if you have one of these, you don't need any more than 60 PSI. It will ruin them. They do not last as long, and the instructions specifically say 60 to 90 PSI and no more. A lot of people run it full blast, but the instructions are very specific, 60 to 90. I can do any car with 60. Anyway, you've got the two connections. We've had every opportunity to use this, I think 2 or 3 times now. This function where we've got one in here, one in here. Okay, and it does great. It handles the workload. We have not had a problem with it at all. The gauges are doing great. We have not had a problem with them. They read exactly what they should. Let me see if I can get you somewhat of a reading. Comes down, way down. Okay, that's 60. and that's 90. Any other time, if you put this on like 75 and you will omit a round, it'll come down. So that is with it set around 60, just above. So just below the or just at the 60, it'll come down. There it goes. It's at the 60, and when I engage it, it'll come down to 50. So it's doing really good at making sure we have the pressure just right. But I wanted to discuss this because somebody did comment on the first video that I just introduced it to you. We are now in a new shop, and we have better electricity. In fact, when we plug this in and run it, we do not have blown breakers and all of that, which was the problem that we were having at the other shop. Anyway, we really like it. It's done a good job. All of your stuff is behind here except for your drain, and that's at the bottom. But other than that, we have had no problems. We've had no complaints whatsoever. This thing was probably one of the best purchases that he could make. I did not purchase it. It is not mine. But I introduced it because I know air compressors is a big thing in the detailing industry, so I wanted to introduce it. I also use it myself, but I take care of it. I don't get crazy with anything that I do, and I always follow the specifications. Like the paint gun, we needed to have it set at 50 so we could manage the pressure on the paint gun, and it comes down to 27, which is what we did yesterday. So anyway, just wanted to talk about this real quick. Thank you for hanging out on my channel, guys, and for those of you who were interested, if I had to buy an air compressor for my business and I was shop-based, this would be the one I would buy, because it's been one of the best purchases that he's made. Anyway, thanks for hanging out on my channel, guys. I sure do appreciate it. And until the next video, you know how it goes. Peace.